This graph perfectly explains why fetch could never happen. According to a model called diffusion of information theory, basically all words are created by the same 2.5% of people called the innovators because they're more likely to take social risks. Then they move to the early adopters who are generally comfortable with new ideas, and then they filter out to the mainstream population. But for a word to move from the innovators, like Gretchen, to the early adopters, like the Mean Girls, it needs to satisfy a few important criteria. For example, it has to be unobtrusive, because if we notice a word too much, we tend to resist adopting it. Like, clearly Gretchen was trying way too hard with fetch, which made it seem forced and uncool. And then there's the problem of linguistic dissemination, or the ability of a word to be naturally adopted into various grammatical constructions. If a word can be recombined into many different phrases, that helps it spread, and fetch didn't really have that either. But let's say that it did, and it was able to break through to the early adopters. At this point, it's way easier for fetch to spread further, because it's hit the critical mass of people for the word to be cool. Now that Regina George is saying fetch, there's a sociological value to saying it yourself, because you want to be part of the in-group, which means the early and late majority will soon adopt the word too.